My jaded prediction would be that a lot of the bands that you hear being tipped for the top right now will probably get to the top. Some will also crash, and it'll probably be more interesting to try and follow the ones who end up doing a Little Boots rather than a Florence.
This year has been Lady Gaga's year in a lot of ways, and I think next year we're going to see a lot more outlandish female artists in that mould, and one of those artists is a young woman called Keisha, or Kesha is it actually pronounced. She kind of bridges the gap between Miley Cyrus and someone like Uffie, the white female rapper. So she's there's kind of like a high school bitchiness to it. Personally not my cup of tea, but I can foresee it doing very well.
Looking at all the lists for next year, it seems like every journalist or award ceremony seems to be backing the same acts as normally happens, and Ellie Goulding has emerged as the one that loads of people are backing. I think she's won a Brit Award already for, Critics' Choice. The thing that interests me personally is more, there's a band called Washed Out who make a really kind of interesting blend of lo-fi, chill out, it sounds awful, but chill out music mixed with kind of an 80s, then there's bits of reggae in there, there's bits of everything, but the whole thing comes across almost like it sounds like a sun-bleached record, if that makes sense. And there's a whole kind of wave of acts, mainly based in California, all associated with this kind of sound, this kind of druggy, lo-fi recorded, kind of spaced out, hazy sound. And I think that'll be a movement that's picked up and probably gets quite big next year.
I think the future for LaRue is going to be an interesting one, because she's an artist who sees herself very differently from the way her music is received, and I get the impression she's not entirely comfortable with the fact that kind of T4 on the Beach style festivals full of 14-year-old kids are getting down to her music. She feels that that's totally at odds with the kind of artist she is. So I can foresee her trying to do something completely different.
What I might anticipate, however, is the further collapse of the festival industry. This year we saw a lot of festivals being cancelled. There was Bloom, there was the Big Green Gathering, amongst others. We saw the Big Chill being sold to Festival Republic, who now run most of the biggest festivals in the UK, including Reading, Leeds and Latitude. But even for a nation that's party mad, we can't really sustain 90 plus festivals, which is what we were looking at in 2008. That said, the continuing success of ATP, long may that continue, is testament to the fact that if you have the right idea for a festival, if you can find the right niche, then you can still prosper. But I just think we're going to see a lot more smaller festivals and a lot fewer in total.